Hello everyone, welcome to a Flesh and Blood video. What? Yeah, I've been playing Magic now since Arena came out 2018. I played Hearthstone before that, and I played Runeterra after that, and I've played some other ones as well as they come out. I find the card games fun, but struggle with how the companies work with the game. And I may find that with Flesh and Blood as well, but there are a few things that I like as I'm looking through this. I just started looking Saturday, so this is now Monday, so 2 days ago. Just for your information for later, if you see this video a week from now, 2 weeks from now, whenever, you know that I looked at it for the first time on Saturday, and it is now Monday, so 2 days. Um, and I noticed that the Super Slam was coming out, and then I first started watching Munich, and I forget the other one. But the coverage was not done by the Flesh and Blood team, and it's just not as good. So, this is the Flesh and Blood website, and it gives you all kinds of information. And I love the learn once it loads. My computer's being slow today, so once it loads, you can click on it. And then I never found the IRA welcome deck at any of the places. I understand I can print it. And then I looked at all of these, and I looked at those. I looked through pretty much all of the website. I do like the heroes page. So I went on Saturday to one of my local game stores. There's not a lot of this Flesh and Blood in the area. So I went to two, and one had like 3 decks. Didn't have any packs. Didn't have any blitz decks. Didn't have the welcome deck. So I didn't really stay there very long. And then I went to another one, and they had nothing Flesh and Blood. So I had looked up on the site by events and found somebody locally. And it's a place I like to go. It's just the closest one now has moved pretty much further away. And then there's another one. So I went to the first one, which was closer, and I bought me a Victor Gold Main Blitz deck. Sorry. And I just took it because it was the only one they had. They didn't have any others. They didn't have any of the welcome decks either. And this is the list. And as you can see, it's probably very consistent with the 2 of, since that's what you can have. So I like that. But I did not find another one there. But as I was talking to them, they did say that their other store has a better Flesh and Blood community. So I had to wait a full day to go there. So to be real, I bought the Victor deck. I bought History Pack 1. I bought a Bright Lights and an Uprising pack. So I bought 3 packs and the Victor deck. This is a total of like $21 for all of that. And then the next day, after watching and looking and finally understanding that sets are basically hero focused, so they will match what the hero does. Like if it's a guardian like Victor, then the set that Victor came out in, and I'm not even sure, has guardian stuff in it, and the other heroes will most likely be different sets of guardian. He is just a guardian. There are other terms you can get, and actually the new, let's go back to the front page, Super Slam, that has, and actually I could have just left it, these are all guardians. Well, 2 guardians and 2 broods. Um, so, so as you do that, you'll see that they usually come out with similar things, so that, like, this has 2 draconics. Um, so you see they'll generally come out with the same. So the one thing I found in my bright lights was a Teklavasan, and I'm probably saying that wrong, so please call me out on it. But I also found a Max Nitro. So this is my Max Nitro wannabe Blitz deck, but nah, just a learning tool. I only found the one Blitz deck. Even at the second location, they had no Blitz decks and no welcome decks. And none of the free decks, as I just said. Yes, I do know I can print the Ira deck. I stayed with the basics, mostly, of the Victor deck, as far as the balance of red, yellow, blue cards, but nothing else. It was built with I bought 4 more Bright Lights packs for about $12. And before that, I bought the 1 Bright Lights and 1 Uprising, 1 History, just so everyone knows where I'm coming from. That is what I spent this weekend. And then I continued to watch and look and see a lot of different things to try and figure it out. And as you can see, this is not consistent whatsoever. I finally have down here at the very end a 2 of. I have a 2 of, and a 2 of, and a 2 of, and a 2 of. And I know there's no help in that, but it does help with consistency somewhat. And I do like the boost. That is the main text for this deck. I have boost everywhere. So we'll see. And again, this Blitz deck, wannabe, is to just play against the Victor deck, so that me and my son can learn. I'll let him have this deck so that he has the consistent deck. I don't care. But I want to learn and figure out how I need to do all this stuff. Read the cards, probably play a large amount of time with every card face up, just so my son knows what I've got, I know what he has, just as we go through it. But, there's always a competitive spirit that everybody goes through. I have it in Magic. Not so much just because I didn't want to spend that much money. I've been disappointed with how many sets they want to release. Some of these sets, like the Spider-Man set, I'm sorry, it feels like a secret lair that they decided to make standard. And the cost, if you want to be competitive, you for sure will be competitive with the Vivi deck, and it's $800, and it probably will get banned. So if you spent the money on the Vivi, or the Cauldron, then those cards could be gone, and you're just out money whenever you play on paper. I do play on Arena. I haven't since Saturday, since I started looking into this. This looks like a really fun game. So I was looking. I watched some of this Kansas City because that was just 2 weeks ago, and it gives me the meta breakdown, and I love how the Flesh and Blood team does this. They show the day 1 and then they show the day 2. For me, the most important thing is the conversion. So you see the decks with the most representation didn't have the best conversion. So you'll see better conversion as you go down the chain. And I just thought that this looks like a very good meta. And I could be wrong. So please let me know in the comments. I am really trying to learn and figure out what to do and how to go forward. So then I also looked at Copenhagen, which was also 2 weeks ago. And again, you have Gravy Bones and Arachne are the top 2. with a decent conversion rate, but you have a better dash IO conversion rate. You have a better, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. But one thing I thought was cool, you have Fi down here. One player, 100%. You gotta like that. And then you had a 33% and a 50%. So making it to day 2, I think would be awesome. Um, so if I had a chance at making it to the day 2, which is a long way away, because I've just got to learn so much, and I understand, and I've got to lose so much to learn, and I'm not really worried about that. So I also looked at, this was from 3 weeks ago. This is Auckland Day 2 conversion. This again is on the Flesh and Blood page. The World Tour Weekly that came out. This was August 12th, so almost a month ago. Um, and again, you have Arachne, you have Gravy Bones, and I am sorry I can't remember I'm not even going to try. And then this is Ira. So they have higher conversion rates. Same thing with Dash and Yarrow and Acilio. So I'm learning all the different heroes to try and figure out which way I want to go. And there's also a Living Legend metagame that I'm trying to figure out. And this was what the breakdown was. Let's see, did they go into day 2? No. So this is the Living Legend, and these get elevated to Living Legend once they hit so many points. I still don't understand this, but that's okay. Then I was like, you know what? I like the idea of a Fey deck. So I asked ChatGPT to give me the list of the Blitz deck, because you can get the Blitz deck for like $7. And I'll probably just add along all of these to make 3. I'll of course have to get the Fey as far as the adult hero goes, and then I'll add in whatever cards that people say is the upgrade, just to make it a 60 card deck instead of a 40 card deck. I've asked ChatGPT before to help fill in the deck and do upgrades, and it does it. So I might continue with that so that I can start playing at the local shop. So I don't know. Give me an answer, yes or no. I've still thought about going to my local game shop that has a group that meets and just taking my Victor Blitz deck, because I can't get cards quick enough from TCG Player, and I can buy an Armory deck, but I don't know. There's something about making your own deck from what you got. And I don't mind adding to Victor, and there'll probably be some cards in the Super Slam set coming up. But again, I think I'd like to try the Fey. It's a little more aggressive. And I think I'd rather try an aggressive deck, because I think with the Victor deck, seems like more of the Guardians are slow paced, takes some time, and then gets there. So let me know your thoughts. Please let me know your thoughts. I am just starting my journey. As you can see, I've done a lot as far as research goes. Things that I did not know before. I think the biggest thing for anybody new coming in, just know if you buy sets and packs, then you'll get basically very similar heroes. Um, and Victor Goldman came out in 2024. Um, Instead of just buying a bunch of different packs, packs is not really the way to go in any card game, but it's fun to open packs. So we will be going to TCG Player, ordering some cards, and playing along and trying to get better, learning not only my deck but other people's decks, to see what's out there. Like I said, I actually watched pretty much of this. I think I was up here. So I watched quite a bit of it. Again, a lot of it was just running while I was doing other things. But I wanted to try and get some understanding. And I'm telling you, if you're new and you're tired like me of how Magic's going, come here, watch the Learn to Play, and you also then actually are interacting, and then watch the welcome deck. There are tons and tons and tons of YouTube content. Very slow computer. And there are lots. You even get stuff from the professor. I don't know if he's going to come up or not, but you know, we have a lot of 0-3 drop videos I watched. I watched Sloop Dupe. I watched his video. Watched some of the hunted. I watched, of course none are coming up now. I watched the TCG Lab, was somebody I watched. So there's a lot of information out there for you to be checking out. So just one last little bit. I love the Healing Forest. So that is probably always going to be my background. I've used it before and didn't get any dings for it. But I wanted to shout them out. It's a great ambience, calming music to have in the background. Well, that's it. I thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the video, and please give me any advice you can. Tell me I'm totally on the wrong. Again, I know this is not a blitz deck, but nobody had any, and I wanted to have 2 decks. So that's why I bought the 5 packs of Bright Lights. That'll do it for me. Hit that like, subscribe, and hopefully you'll be seeing more of the Flesh and Blood on my channel, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you.